Half of them, well, maybe over half, have gone home on a homecoming night here at Hughes Field with the Mustangs leading Greenville at the half, 14-6. So Trey, what do you think about that downpour we just had?
Oh man, that was crazy. It was out of nowhere. Really sent the fans scrambling, but it may have played in favor of the Mustangs. They were able to score a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, where both teams basically just had to run the football. It really put a damper on what Greenville wanted to do, was come out and pass the football, and they weren't able to do that.
And I agree with you. In the second half, with Mustangs with a touchdown lead, I think they're going to try to grind it out because it's going to be hard to throw the ball. It's going to be hard to get in and footing. So I think the team that controls the line of scrimmage in the second half will may be able to go ahead and win the ball game. So we're starting the third quarter of play. The Mustangs will kick off to Greenville. The kick is taken at about the 23-yard line. The return is over the middle, gets a little ground, and fumbles the football, and it is recovered by the Mustangs of Murrah. There's a fumble on the play, recovered by the Mustangs.
And that's what you're going to see happen when the field conditions are like this. You're going to see sloppy play. You're going to see mishandling of the football, and it worked in the Mustangs' favor right there. And now they come out of the locker room thinking they were going to kick off and be on defense and have the football first with the lead.
Daryl Foster was able to get on that football and recover it for the Mustangs of Murrah. So Murrah will take over as we start the third quarter of play. The Mustangs lead 14-6 over the Greenville Hornets, a division contest tonight. Both teams coming into tonight's game with just one win. The Mustangs are 1-3, whereas the Greenville Hornets are 1-4. And here's the handoff. No, he keeps it and takes it around the left side. He's at the 20, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Murrah Mustangs. Jalen Bracey on the touchdown run for the Mustangs of Murrah.
Hey, that was a big-time read by Jalen Bracey. He stuck that football in his running back's stomach, saw that defensive end diving down on the running back, and he pulled it out and kept it and took it to the house. That was a big-time play by Bracey.
Yeah, that momentum right there that the Mustangs just gained from their touchdown is going to be big. As I said, we just had a torrential downpour at the end of the second quarter, and the field is saturated. So the Mustangs, with that run and score by Bracey, will go up 20-6 with 11:36 to go, and the point after touchdown will follow.
Looks like the Mustangs aren't set up for the point after. Had a couple of guys who weren't into the game, and looks like we'll have a timeout by the Mustangs. That could be costly, using that timeout on the point after.
Timeout, Murrah. Yeah, on a delay of game penalty on the point after, I think they only mark off half the distance, which is 2 or 3 yards. So I'd go ahead and take that penalty and preserve that timeout, because in a game like this, that timeout could be crucial in the second half.
No, I agree 100%. I would have just taken that penalty and moved us back and still ran my PAT play. Looks like they're going to go for 2 anyway.
So the Mustangs of Murrah will line up to kick the point after touchdown. 11:36 to go in the third quarter. Mustangs leading 20-6 over the Greenville Hornets. The Mustangs will line up to go for 2, which will give them a 16-point lead if they can convert the 2-point conversion. And here's the snap for the Mustangs. Straight give over the left side, punches it out the left side, and he gets over Clancy for the 2-point conversion. 2-point conversion attempt is good. With 11 minutes and 36 seconds to go in the third quarter, homecoming 2018, the Murrah Mustangs 22, Greenville 6.
The Mustangs really have turned to that ground game, which they were going to have to do with these type of conditions, but they have a couple of good backs back there, and they look pretty good right now, running that football up and down the field.
3-touchdown lead for the Murrah Mustangs, leading 22-6. 11:36 to go in the third quarter here from a saturated Hughes Field after a torrential downpour, and I don't think it rained anywhere else in Jackson other than right here at Hughes Field. And when it came down, it poured.
No, I agree with you. That rain came out of nowhere.
So right now the Mustangs will tee it up. Back deep to receive the Greenville Hornets. And here's a kick. It's down the middle. It's going to be taken at about the 22-yard line. Here's a run over the middle. He gets some daylight up the middle of the field, plows over a Murrah defender at the 50-yard line and goes into Murrah territory at the 49-yard line. Tremendous run back on the kick return by Coates for the Greenville Hornets.
The Murrah defense has been sitting down for a long time right now, and so has that Greenville offense. We'll see who can get it clicking first.
This return for Greenville to the Murrah 49-yard line. Greenville Hornets 1st and 10. So the Hornets of Greenville will begin their first possession of the second half, trailing 22-6. Got double wides to the left and right side, single back in the backfield for McCullough. Quarterback Ty Michael McCullough takes the snap, goes in down the seam to the receiver, and it is caught all the way down to the Murrah Mustang 36-yard line.
And Greenville is sticking to what they do best. They're still coming out trying to pass the football, even in these conditions.
This completion for Greenville to the Murrah 37-yard line. Greenville 1st and 10. So Greenville has a 1st and 10 from the Murrah 37-yard line. McCullum is going to be sacked in the backfield by the Mustangs of Murrah. That's Artis Pearson on the sack for the Mustangs of Murrah. On the sack for the Mustangs, number 10, Artis Pearson.
That was big-time penetration right there by Pearson. As soon as that ball was snapped, he was in the backfield and on top of the back.
So Greenville lost about 7 yards on that sack, brings up 2nd down and 17 from the Mustangs' 43-yard line. McCullum waits to get the snap, got 3 receivers to the left. Here's a pass down the seam on the left side, and it's going to be incomplete. It's going to be hard to throw the ball in these wet conditions, as the receivers won't be able to get any footing, such as on that play right there. That looked like a little quick in route to the receiver, but he couldn't get his footing to get in position to catch the ball.
I agree. It looks like if they're going to try to pass the football, it's going to have to be short plays out the backfield to the back or seam routes. It's going to be hard to get any kind of ins, outs, or double moves.
3rd and 17 for Greenville. A swing pass out to the left side, and it is incomplete. That one went right through the receiver's hands. It'll bring up a 4th and 17 for Greenville and a punting situation. This pass for Greenville is incomplete. So Greenville will take a 4th down play from the Mustang 43-yard line. Greenville trails in the game 22-6. 10-17 to go in the 3rd quarter. Homecoming for Murrah. McCullum takes a snap. Here's a pass. It's deflected and right into the receiver's hands. The reception is made right at about the 31-yard line of Murrah. So the DB read the play, jumped in front of the route, but the ball went straight through his hands and continued right to the receiver.
Yeah, the last few possessions, the last few plays, Greenville has been running that same pass play. Murrah sitting in what looks to be a nickel zone coverage, and that ball went straight through the DB's hands.
So right now we're going to have a timeout on the field with 9:43 to go in the 3rd quarter of play. The Mustangs of Murrah lead on homecoming 22-6. So the Mustangs will take over on downs as Greenville fell short in their attempt to get a 1st down on their 2nd possession of the second half. So the Mustangs of Murrah take over from their own 30-yard line. Here's a handoff from Carson Applewhite to Clancy. Clancy picks up about 1.5 yards right up the middle.
Yeah, the Mustangs have to do a better job of getting that play call in and giving it time. They had to rush that snap to beat the play clock.
2nd and 9 for the Mustangs of Murrah. So the Mustangs got a 2nd and 9 from the Greenville 32-yard line. they'll make that the Murrah 32-yard line. The Mustangs in their blue uniforms and Greenville in the away white uniforms. Applewhite takes a snap, quick handoff right over the middle to Clancy. He breaks it open. He's at the 40. He's at the 30. He's at the 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. Touchdown, Murrah Mustangs.
I'm a fan of Clancy. I mean, he's done a terrific job tonight running the football. Got to give credit to that offensive line of Murrah that they're definitely winning the battle in the trenches. But, I mean, once he gets in open field and open space, he's even able to break a tackle right there. And he turned on the Jets.
That was a 68-yard touchdown run by DeMarcus Clancy. 68 yards on the touchdown for DeMarcus Clancy. So the Mustangs of Murrah are about to bust this game wide open after that rain. We had a torrential downpour at the end of the second quarter, and the Mustangs of Murrah are unfazed as they have scored 2 quick touchdowns right here in the beginning of the third quarter. Right now the Mustangs of Murrah will attempt the point after. Torenzo Williams kicks a point after, and it is good. The point after is good with 8:30 to go in the third quarter. Your score, Mustangs of Murrah 29, Greenville 6. Eric Simmons back deep to receive for Greenville. So the Mustangs of Murrah will kick off after Clancy busts the run up the middle for 68 yards and a touchdown for the Mustangs to give them a 29-6 lead with 8:20 to go in the third quarter of play. And this kickoff for Murrah is going to roll out of bounds and be spotted at about the 32-yard line.
Well, that's going to be a flag right there on that kickoff. That ball going out of bounds.
Well, the Mustangs of Murrah can't get full of themselves when they make a big play and score a touchdown. They got to come back and continue to do the little things. That kickoff out of bounds right there is going to cost them some yardage and give Greenville some good field position. But it looks like Greenville is going to decline the penalty and make Murrah kick the ball over again.
That's definitely what they're doing. Want to get the ball in the hands of their big play receiver that's back there deep to receive. So they're going to take their chance and give them an opportunity to kick it again.
Right now the officials are asking to put a little bit more time on the clock. And I know the Mustangs of Murrah want that clock to run. That's not something they want to see the official do right now with them having this 29-6 lead here in the third quarter play on homecoming. Trey, it looks like some of that crowd is trying to come back in as the rain has stopped. I see a few of the Mustangs faithful are making their way back in the stands.
Oh, most definitely. That's a good sign. You see some of the people who probably came from out of town, who haven't been around in a while, came to enjoy the homecoming festivities, so they definitely want to come back and enjoy whatever they can, even though the rain put a damper on a lot of things.
With that being said, I want to send a shout out. We really can't do shout outs, but if I could, I would send one out to my class of 1981. So, Trey, that means I've been out of high school for, well, a number of years. Here's a return by Greenville down the right sideline, and he's dumped in a puddle of mud by the Mustang tackler.
This is good sandlot football action going on out here right now. Muddy sidelines, wet field.
This spot is at the 42-yard line. Greenville Hornets, 1st and 10. Yeah, right now this ball game is going to turn into a a game of will. Whoever wants it more under these conditions. This is a sloppy field, and right now it seems like the Mustangs have gotten their running game going as they've scored 2 quick touchdowns to begin the second half of play. And here's a snap to McCullough, swing pass around the left side, and it's taken to the 45-yard line. A pickup of 4 yards. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 6 for Greenville.
And just like we spoke of, with these conditions, they're not going to be able to drop back and make traditional passes. It's going to have to be swing passes, screen plays, or seam routes, and that's what Greenville looks like they're doing, is just swing passing the ball out into the flats.
So 2nd down and 6 for Greenville from their own 45-yard line. Hornets trail by 23 points, 29-6. Here's a pass intended on the right side, and it falls short. It's going to be incomplete. Bring up third down for the Greenville Hornets.
Big 3rd down right here for the Mustangs, even though they hold a 29-6 lead. If they can get a stop right here on this drive and take that football and march back down the field the way the offense has been scoring, they can really take the heart out of Greenville right now.
McCullough takes a snap and throws a quick pass right at the 1st down marker over the left side, and it is complete. And that's going to bring up a 1st down for the Greenville Hornets.
Yeah, big play right there for Greenville. I think they knew how big that down was as well, and they were able to pick up that 1st down on that pass.
Greenville goes without a huddle. McCullough gives a hard count, but the Mustangs don't bite. 15 on the play clock. Here's a snap to McCullough. Here's another swing pass over the right side, and this one is just a little bit out of reach of the receiver, and it'll bring up 2nd and 10 for Greenville. This pass is incomplete from the Mustang 48-yard line. Greenville, 2nd and 10. This swing pass over the left side is complete. Nice game by the Greenville Hornets on that pass play. As you said earlier, Trey, they're getting the ball out of the quarterback's hands and trying to get it to the receivers and let them make a play.
Oh, definitely. The Murrah defensive line had their ears pinned back, and they caught them slipping right there and threw a screen pass out to the left, and it looks like they're going to get another 15 tacked on with a late hit out of bounds.
This pass is complete. There's a penalty marker on the play. Personal foul against the Mustangs. Yeah, personal foul. Another 15 yards, like you said, Trey, added on to the end of that reception. And that's going to put the ball all the way down to the Mustang 24-yard line. So Greenville has it 1st and 10 from the Mustang 24-yard line, trailing 29-6. McCullough takes a snap, swing pass over to the left side. Looks like he's finding Eric Simmons on that left side as the DBs of Murrah are playing back and giving him a lot of room.
They're going to have to make that adjustment. They're only throwing quick passes. They're going to have to walk down. They're giving him about a 12 to 15-yard cushion right now. He actually fumbled that football, but it fell right back on top of it.
2nd and 2 for Greenville. So Greenville has a 2nd and 2 from the Mustang 15-yard line. Receivers left and right. Here's a quick handoff to the back out of the backfield, and he looks like he fumbled the ball. Looks like the Mustangs of Murrah may have recovered. Officials are sorting things out. Doesn't give a signal just yet. We're waiting to see what happened. The Mustang players saying they got it. The officials are still looking, and they still haven't given a signal, but they placed the ball down. Looks like it's going to remain in possession of Greenville.
They look to still be discussing. I'm not sure what they are discussing, but that clearly was a fumble recovered by the Mustangs. Wow.
1st down, Greenville. So the officials say Greenville actually recovered the ball and right at the 1st down marker, and that's going to give Greenville a 1st down at the 12-yard line. So Greenville is threatening here with 5 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Murrah Mustangs 29, Greenville 6. McCullum takes the snap. There's that swing pass to the back out of the backfield. He goes down near the goal line. He's going to be run out of bounds at about the 5, make that the 4-yard line.
Your Murrah's defense is going to have to make an adjustment to that. They can't just keep giving them these swing passes and screen plays. They've moved the football down the field on just those alone.
So McCullum takes the snap, throws a swing pass over the right side to Aaron Coates, and Coates wasn't able to reel it in. It's going to be incomplete. So Greenville is threatening at the Mustang 5-yard line, trailing 29-6, 5:32 to go in the third quarter. McCullum with a single back in the backfield, receivers left and right, double receivers left and right. Gives that hard count again, and the Mustangs don't bite. So McCullum rises up and looks towards the sideline, but there is a penalty marker. Looks like the line judge saw something there. He saw the Mustangs jump off sides, so that hard count bothered them again.
The Mustangs, and they give up a first down on that penalty right there and put them in first and goal, put Greenville in first and goal right away.
Offsides, Murrah. So Greenville now has the ball at the Mustang 2-yard line. First and goal, Greenville. First and goal for the Greenville Hornets. 5:19 to go in the third quarter. Murrah leading 29-26 on homecoming night 2018. 5 on the play clock. McCullum takes the snap, fakes the handoff inside, drops back, looks over the right side, and this pass is too tall for the receiver. Great defensive play by the DB of Murrah. That's number 21 for the Mustangs, Robert Russell, defending for Murrah. So you got a big third down. The down marker says second down. So we'll go with the down marker. Second down and goal for Greenville from their 2-yard line. And Greenville takes a snap and hands off right up the middle. Signal, touchdown, Greenville. Touchdown, Greenville. So Greenville got that after the penalty and the kick out of bounds, which gave them great field position. And they were able to just drive the ball right down the field and score a touchdown.
Yeah, Greenville was able to move the ball at will on that one, but quite an unlucky break for the Mustangs. That clearly was a fumble on that play prior to and recovered by the Mustangs, but the officials didn't get a good look at it and felt like that he was down by contact.
So Greenville will go for the 2-point conversion to try to make this a 2-touchdown game, and they get the conversion quite easily. So tack on 2 more for Greenville. 2-point conversion is good with 4:54 to go in the third quarter. Your score, Greenville 14, Mustangs of Murrah 29. So Greenville was able to get that football and drive it right down the field on the Mustang defense, and also were able to convert the 2-point conversion, and that makes this just a 15-point ball game, a 2-touchdown ball game with 4:54 to go in the third quarter.
We wish all our athletes a safe game, but just in case, University of Mississippi Medical Center has a Friday night injury clinic at the Pavilion every Friday night from 9 to 11 p.m. or until the last patient is seen. Businesses and community members support JPS Athletics by making a donation to the Capital Improvement Fund. Donations will be used to continue athletic event streaming and maintaining athletic facilities. For more information, contact Executive Director of Athletics, Clinton Johnson, at 601-960-8825.
4:54 to go in the third quarter. Greenville having just scored a touchdown to make your score Murrah 29, Greenville 14. So Greenville trails now by 15 points. The Mustangs of Murrah have scored twice in this opening third quarter, and Greenville have just answered with a half of the field drive after Murrah kicked, and the kick went out of bounds and had a 15-yard personal foul penalty against the Mustangs. Greenville, great field position, and they were able to take the ball right across the goal line and score to make this just a 15-point game with 4:57 to go in the third quarter.
Greenville has to feel good about their drive. They had nothing going and were able to get some points on the board.
So Mustangs of Murrah got it 1st and 10. Here's Clancy up the middle, breaks it over down to about the 49-yard line. Clancy on the carry for the Mustangs.
And yeah, that seems to be that same play, Rich. They're sticking with that. They're riding him straight up the middle. And we spoke about that earlier. Stop trying to get him to the outside on every single play and start running him between the tackles. And it's been working for the Mustangs.
There's an official's timeout on the field. So the officials take a timeout. With 4:41 to go in the third quarter, the Mustangs of Murrah are leading Greenville on homecoming by a score of 29-14.
Fans and parents beat the game day crowd. Tickets for JPS games are pre-sold on the day before and day of the game at JPS schools during lunch block from 11:45 a.m. to 2 p.m. Contact your school for more information.
So Trey, I understand you lived out in Dallas for a little while. Did that make you a Cowboys fan when you left Jackson and went over there and got your Cowboy boots? And
I actually was a Cowboys fan prior to. I grew up a Cowboys fan. That was my first starter coat.
Well, Trey, I won't hold that against you. Jerry Jones has sold you that dream as well. 8-8 every year. We're at Hughes Field. Murrah Mustangs are at homecoming, leading the Greenville Hornets by a score of 29-14. And on this carry for the Mustangs of Murrah, DeMarcus Clancy carries the ball into Greenville territory at the 40-yard line.
The Mustangs definitely are riding their bread and butter right now. Clancy's having a heck of a game, and they're just going to continue to ride him out. At the same time, they're moving that clock.
You know, Trey, I mentioned earlier about you being a Cowboys fan. You know, my Steelers, we're taking applications if you want to jump on over and join a winning program. You know, the team that has won 6 Super Bowls, you know, they call us Sixburg. You know, you're welcome. I got an application in my pocket right now.
I understand that, but, you know, I'm going to stick with my Cowboys. You're talking about the winless Steelers, correct?
You had to put that in there. This carried by Clancy right up the middle. Clancy carries the whole Greenville defense down to about the 27-yard line. A tremendous pickup for DeMarcus Clancy. This carry by Clancy to the Greenville 27-yard line. Murrah Mustangs, 1st and 10. So Murrah is building on a drive right here, trying to get the football in the end zone for the 3rd time in the 3rd quarter. Carson Applewhite takes the snap, hands it off.
It looked like he fumbled that snap. That was a bad snap. It never actually got to him. He was able to scoop it up and try to get what he can out of it.
So no gain on the play for Applewhite. And actually he lost a yard, so let's give him a 1-yard loss and bring up 2nd and 11. Ball is now at the 28-yard line. Mustangs leading 29-14 with 2:30 to go in the 3rd quarter. Applewhite sets the Mustang offense, takes a snap. Clancy lost footing, so he couldn't take the handoff. Applewhite kept it and looked like he picked up about 3 yards on the carry.
Yeah, that play didn't seem to be formulating correctly, so Applewhite got what he could out of that one. Again, these field conditions are pretty bad right now, so
he picked up 6 yards on that, so it's going to make it 3rd and 5 for the Mustangs.
And you got to know this is 2-down territory right now. They're definitely going to – hopefully they can get the first down here, but they will have another down that they will fight at. They won't kick a field goal here.
8 seconds on the play clock for Carson Applewhite. 3, 2, takes the snap, hands over to Clancy. Clancy shakes and bakes. He's going to be brought down at the 20-yard line.
I'm wondering, does Clancy have on different cleats than everybody? Because he's able to put his foot in the ground, stop, and change directions. I haven't seen anybody else on either team able to do that with these conditions.
Yeah, Clancy is showing some great quickness under these conditions, Trey. That's a good observation right there. So it's going to bring up a 4th down for the Mustangs. 4th and a long 2 yards. And the Mustangs of Murrah will call timeout. Timeout, Murrah. Mustangs of Murrah will have a 4th down situation from the Greenville 20-yard line. The Mustangs lead 29-14 with exactly 1 minute to go in the 3rd quarter. Applewhite sets up the Murrah offense. Receivers left and right. Here's a give to Clancy, and Clancy is brought down in the backfield for a loss.
Applewhite has been doing a good job all night reading that read option, and he didn't that time. That defensive end had already decided he was going with Clancy, and he still gave him the football anyway. That would have been a perfect time for him to take that football out and get the first down.
But that's a good job of adjusting by the Greenville defense all night long. As you mentioned, they had been getting beaten. Whenever Applewhite would see that defensive end crunch down, he would just take the ball out of the receiver, out of the running back's gut and keep it. But this time, Greenville was able to keep containment and make the play. Greenville takes over on downs, and here's a swing pass from McCullough over the left side, and it's intended for Cam McMullen. And it's incomplete, brings up 2nd and 10 for Greenville.
This is a big drive right here for Greenville. This could get them back in this football game.
In case you're just joining us, we had a torrential downpour at the end of the 2nd quarter here over at Hughes Field over on Ellis Avenue, and I'm willing to bet the house, the dog, and the car that this was the only place that it rained in Jackson tonight. Here's a low snap for Greenville, and that loss is going to be all the way back to the 20-yard line. That's unfortunate for Greenville. It pushes them back, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and 17. 3rd and 17 for Greenville from their own 20-yard line.
Big 3rd down right here for the Mustang defense.
So Michael McCullum is the quarterback for Greenville. He's looking down the seam for a receiver, and it is incomplete. This pass intended for Griffin, and it's incomplete and brings up a 4th down for Greenville.
Greenville tried to push the ball down the field and get a chunk of their yardage back. They lost on that bad snap, weren't able to complete the pass on that possession.
So Murrah should get good field position here. Here's a penalty marker before the snap. A false start for Greenville. False start, Greenville. So that'll push Greenville back 5 yards further and should result in better field position for the Mustangs.
Yeah, I'm almost certain they're punting this football.
Trayvon Rogers back deep to receive for the Mustangs of Murrah. Here's the snap. Rogers lets that ball get by him, which was not a very good decision. It's going to roll all the way down to the Murrah 36-yard line, and that'll end the third quarter of play with your score. Murrah Mustangs 29, Greenville Hornets 14. We're back live for the fourth quarter. Murrah Mustangs celebrating homecoming 2018 in the division contest with the Greenville Hornets. Right now the Mustangs have a 15-point lead, 29-14. Trey, the Mustangs of Murrah, the running game is really clicking tonight as they have scored all 4 of their touchdowns on the ground.
I think you got to stay with it. Would like to see some more of Jalen Bracey in the backfield as well, as you see Clancy pick up another first down.
Clancy continues to grind out yardage for the Mustangs of Murrah. He picks up 11 yards on that carry. 11 yards on the carry for Clancy. Murrah Mustangs, 1st and 10. So the Mustangs of Murrah are still in a hurry-up offense, which I don't understand at this point, with a 15-point lead. 11:39 to go in the ball game. Applewhite has Clancy in the backfield. 2 receivers right, single receiver to the left. Here's a snap to Applewhite, hands off to Clancy, gets over the right side, and he is stood up after a gain of about 6 yards.
That was a big hit right there, but got to give credit to Clancy. He didn't even go down. They just blew the whistle dead. That's a tough running back right there.
2nd and 4 for the Mustangs of Murrah. Yeah, Clancy seems to just have more quicks than anybody else on the field tonight. He doesn't hesitate when he gets the football. He's not like my Pittsburgh Steeler, Le'Veon Bell. Clancy just hits the hole, man, and he's gone.
Yeah, I like Clancy. He runs hard every time he touches the football.
But y'all got a pretty decent running back with the Cowboys. What's his name? Zeke something, whatever. I don't know.
Come on, you know who that number 21 is.
2nd and 5 for the Murrah Mustangs. Again, Clancy over the right side, breaks it open. He's at the 30, he's at the 20, he's at the 10, 5. Touchdown, Mustangs of Murrah. Touchdown, Murrah Mustangs, DeMarcus Clancy.
Yeah, I would like to see his shoes because he just seemed like he was running in fast motion and everybody else was in slow-mo. I mean, this kid is a pretty good running back. I like what I see out of him.
Clancy has well over 100 yards for the Mustangs of Murrah tonight. He has really, really found the open over most of his games. Big games have been over the right side.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, again, you can't say enough about that offensive line of the Mustangs. They've been doing a heck of a job all night, winning the battle in the trenches, and that's why they've been able to run the football at will tonight.
Yeah, you got to give that offensive line of Murrah a lot of credit. They've opened up some holes, and Clancy doesn't hesitate. He goes right through. Here's a 2-point conversion attempt. It's batted and caught by Murrah. 2-point conversion is good. Great job by the Murrah Mustang. Great job of concentration.
A big-time concentration by Terenzo Williams. That's a nice rollout and got the 2-point conversion.
2-point conversion attempt is good. With 10 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the ball game, your score: Mustangs of Murrah 37, Greenville 14.
Terenzo Williams is doing a little bit of everything. He's playing linebacker, kickoff, punt. I mean, he's caught a 2-point conversion. I mean, this guy is all over the field.
Yeah, the Mustangs of Murrah got some skilled position players as well. And I knew this game would come down to those particular players. And Clancy at running back has looked some kind of special tonight, as he has ground out tremendous yardage against that Greenville Hornet defense. So the Murrah Mustangs are leading 37-14. 10 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the ball game. It's homecoming for the Mustangs of Murrah. We had a torrential downpour at the end of the second quarter, which most of the fans left, but a few have returned and are enjoying a nice ball game right now by the Mustangs of Murrah. Here's a kickoff, return up the middle. He's got some daylight, cuts to the outside on the right side, and he's brought down at the 45, make that the 43-yard line. Tremendous return by Greenville.
Yeah, number 34, Rebecca Templeton saved a touchdown for the Mustangs.
So Greenville will take over at about the 44-yard line, trailing in the ball game 37-14. 10 minutes and 8 seconds to go. Greenville really needs to get something going here, as Murrah has scored on almost every possession of the second half.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, that clock is not their friend right now, but they've got to get something going offensively if they want to even hang around in this game.
McCullum stepped up in the pocket and attempted a pass to the receiver in the seam, and McCullum just doesn't seem to be able to find any connection tonight passing other than that little swing pass. And right now, trailing by 23 points, they're trying to get the ball down the field. Second down and 10 for Greenville. From the Mustang 44-yard line, there's that swing pass again. The receiver lost his footing, and he's going to lose about 3 yards on that reception.
Again, in these conditions, you really got to rely on your offensive line if you're an offense with this type of field conditions, and they're still trying to rely on their passing game, and it's just not working for them, and they don't seem like they have any other thing to go to.
3rd and 13 for Greenville. McCullum swings the ball out in an attempt on the right side this time. The ball, that wet football, just went right through the receiver's hands.
Again, these conditions are just not feasible for passing the football. I understand they're trying to stick to their strengths, but at some point you got to deal with the conditions, and you got to play what the game gives you.
So it's 4th down for Greenville, and I don't see the punter on. Looks like they're going to go for it. And they will. McCullum drops back, steps up in the middle, fires a pass. The receiver's open. A diving catch made by the receiver of Greenville at about the 13-yard line. Man, what a tremendous catch.
Big-time throw and catch right there. He had a little time, was able to slide up in the pocket and put it up there, and his receiver went and made a play.
Looks like Eric Simmons. He's been all over the place for Greenville. Greenville will come out right now in a 4-receiver set to the left. McCullum swings it out to the slot receiver. He catches it and breaks a few tackles and gets down right inside the 10-yard line, but there is a penalty marker on the play. There's a penalty marker on the play. Illegal block, Greenville. Greenville is going to be penalized for a block in the back. That's going to bring it back.
That really hurts them, too. They had some momentum going. They were in the red zone, and now they're a few yards outside of the red zone with that penalty.
The ball is now going to be spotted at the 23-yard line. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 10, 2nd and 20. 2nd and 20 for Greenville. McCullum sets up the line, and here's that same swing pass. This looks like a lateral. The officials have already blown it dead. So the incomplete pass for Greenville. At some point, as a Murrah DB, I think I'd take a chance.
I agree with you, Rich. I mean, they're running these same plays. They're just flip-flopping sides of the field, but they're giving you the same look every time.
Greenville trails 14-37 to the Mustangs of Murrah. 8:58 to go in the ball game. Michael McCullum takes a snap, quick pass over the right side, and nothing doing.
Looks like we have another flag on the play, but McCullough had some real pressure in his face. He had to get rid of that one quicker than he wanted to.
Well, let's see. It looks like it's going to be defensive PI on the Mustangs of Murrah. Actually, it's a holding call, so that's going to be an automatic first down for Greenville. Holding Murrah. So they're going to move the ball down near the 10-yard line, make that, they're going to spot it at the 12. They're going to spot the ball at the 12-yard line. I stand corrected. It's still second down, 2nd and 9. Here's a bubble screen, and man, that is broken up. Nice job by the Murrah DB.
Big time play by Trayvon Rogers. McCullough kind of hung his receiver out to dry on that one, and Rogers made him pay for it.
This pass from McCullum is incomplete. 3rd and 9 for Greenville. Greenville faces a 3rd and 9 from the Murrah 12-yard line. Trailing in the ball game, Mustangs 37, Greenville 14. McCullum looks toward the sideline to get the play. 12 on the play clock. They're taking a lot of time, trailing by 23 points. 3, 2, 1 on the play clock. He just barely gets it off, and he's under pressure, and he's going to be sacked. He is sacked by the Mustangs of Murrah.
That looks like Noah Blackman. He came in untouched right at the snap of the football. McCullough never had any time to see anything.
Noah Blackman on the sack for the Mustangs of Murrah. And that's going to push Greenville all the way back to the 25-yard line. Going to bring up 4th and about 24. Of course, Greenville will go for it, trailing by 23 points. And here's a seam pass, and he is hit immediately by the Mustang defender, and that's going to be well short of the first down, and the Mustangs of Murrah will take over.
That was Trayvon Rogers. Once again, he just made a big play. 2 plays before that, he came up and laid the hit stick on the receiver from Greenville.
Trayvon Rogers on the stop for the Mustangs. Looks like we have a timeout on the field. So the Mustangs of Murrah will take over 1st and 10 from their own 14-yard line. 7 minutes and 59 seconds to go in homecoming 2018 for the Mustangs. Applewhite hands off to Clancy around that right side. He got some room. He's down to the 30, over the 35 to the 40. It's going to be run out of bounds right up at the 39-yard line. Again, Clancy is able to get outside.
Yeah, this is probably the game plan for the rest of the way. Keep feeding Clancy. What they probably want to let him know to do now is just to stay in bounds, keep that clock running.
DeMarcus Clancy picks up yardage to the 39-yard line. Mustangs of Murrah, 1st and 10. So Mustangs of Murrah will just try to eat up this other 37 minutes and 36 seconds in this ball game. They're on top, 37-14 in this division opener for both squads. Applewhite takes the snap. Ooh, direct handoff to Clancy, and he is met immediately. Well, there's a new back in the backfield. That was not Clancy. That was Daryl Foster.
Yeah, James Cozy from Greenville met him and just wanted to introduce himself to him right there. That was a big-time hit.
He may have introduced him, but I don't think they're friends. So this loss for the Mustangs is back to the 35-yard line. 4-yard loss, make it 2nd and 14 for Murrah. Applewhite, 2 receivers right, 1 left, full back, right behind the line of scrimmage, single back behind Applewhite. That's Clancy or Daryl Foster in the ball game now. Correction, that is Clancy. No, the jerseys are kind of muddy. Daryl Foster is wearing 13 and Clancy is wearing 3. And that 1 on Foster's jersey is hard to see. So that is Daryl Foster in the backfield now for the Mustangs.
Yeah, you got to wonder why is Clancy sitting on the bench right now. I don't know if they're giving him a breather or just getting some other looks for some other guys. But, I mean, he was having a heck of a game. I would have let him ride it out.
So the Mustangs of Murrah have a 3rd and 12. Applewhite is going all the way at quarterback for the Mustangs. Here's the snap. Hands off to Foster. Foster over the right side picks up some decent yardage to the 42-yard line.
Foster showed some nifty moves right there. Stumbling, was able to still make a spin move and pick up positive yardage. 4th down coming up for the Mustangs.
So the Mustangs will be in a punting situation right here. Leading in the ball game, 37-14 with 5:45 left to go. From Hughes Field on homecoming night, after the rain ran all the fans to their vehicles and some went home to catch the game on the live stream.
Get your 2018-2019 football season pass at the JPS Athletics office Monday through Thursday between the hours of 8:30 a.m. and 11:30 a.m. and 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. Also, the JPS 2018-2019 All Sports Pass is here for the JPS Super Fan. For more information, contact the JPS Athletics office at 601-960-8825. Mustangs back in punt formation. Punt the football over to Greenville. It's bobbled and received. Ball is fumbled. Looks like the Mustangs recovered the fumble by Greenville.
Ball is fumbled and recovered by the Mustangs of Murrah.
Yeah, that punt return started all bad for Greenville. He fumbled the return twice before he was able to pick it up and run it, and then once he was met with contact, he fumbled again, and Mustangs were able to get on top of it and recover it.
Now, with this last 5 minutes and 23 seconds to go in the ball game, I think Mustangs of Murrah will just hand the ball off and try to grind out a win here tonight. A tremendous win it will be for the Mustangs, the first division game of the season, and this is a great win for the Mustangs of Murrah if they're able to pull this out.
Yeah, it looks like the Mustangs are putting in the backups. We're seeing some subs out there. Got a new quarterback in the football game right now.
Tremendous hole over the middle for the Murrah Mustangs. On the carry, that's Jeffrey Johnson. Jeffrey Johnson is a freshman running back, 5'8", and about 182 pounds. So he's got great size for a freshman back.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. He's picking up right where Clancy left off.
Fans, the final drawing for the night for $500. The blue ticket from the Mustang Booster Club for $500 goes to T. Jenkins. T. Jenkins, you've just won $500, compliments of the Murrah Booster Club.
Mustangs fumbled that snap. It never even got back to the quarterback. Looks like they were able to fall on it. The referees are still trying to sort it out.
Trey, the Mustang Booster Club just gave away $500. I should have put my name in the hat a couple of times for $500.
Me and you both. That's a few bills could have been paid right there.
No doubt about it. At least my cell phone bill. You know, the cell phones have gotten outrageous. You know that iPhone 10 is actually about $1,000.
And there's a reason I don't know that, because I don't have one and I don't plan on having one.
If I paid $1,000 for a cell phone, it better wake me up and cook breakfast. No way. So the Mustangs of Murrah are trying to grind out a win here tonight. 3:57 to go in the ball game. It's homecoming for the Mustangs. They're leading 37-14. They have the ball after a fumble recovery at the Greenville 15-yard line. 2nd and 9 for the Mustangs of Murrah. Here's a straight handoff up the middle for the Mustangs of Murrah, and he's pulling some Greenville defenders down with him to the 6-yard line. On the carry for the Mustang, that's Jeffrey Johnson. That's that freshman running back looking good.
Definitely looking good. And if he's a freshman, he has my attention for the next 4 years, the way he's running this football right now.
So the Mustangs of Murrah have it 1st and goal. 1st and goal for the Mustangs of Murrah. 1st and goal for the Mustangs of Murrah from the 6-yard line. In at quarterback for the Mustangs, if I'm reading his first name right, it is Rebecca.
No, I think that's Trinston Sanders. Rebecca Templeton is the linebacker.
Samson. Oh, there's 2 34s. Okay.
Right.
Okay. 2 34s, one on offense, one on defense. But still, the kid's name is Rebecca. Okay. 1st and goal for the Mustangs after the penalty. The ball is now at the 11-yard line. Mustangs of Murrah leading 37-14 with just over 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go. And there's a fumble on the play, and it's being fought for. It looks like at the bottom of the pile, Greenville may have gotten the football.
Yeah, Greenville recovered that football. You got the youngsters in sloppy conditions. You know, they weren't able to take care of the football right there in the red zone. Unfortunate for them to turn that football over, but now it's going to be Greenville football.
Fumble is recovered by Greenville. Thursday the 27th. Fans be reminded the next game for the Murrah Mustangs will be Thursday, September 27th. That's Thursday, September 27th. The Mustangs will travel to Madison Central. Thursday, September 27th. Mustangs travel to take on Madison Central. Just over 2 minutes to go in the ball game. The Mustangs are looking to secure their 2nd win of the season. Their first win came against Jim Hill in a crosstown rival contest. Victory number 2 is just about 2 minutes and 37 seconds away. Here's a handoff for Greenville around the right side. The penalty marker dropped at about the 27-yard line. So let's see what referee Alvin Carter has to say about that yellow marker. Holding Greenville. So it's going to be a holding penalty against Greenville. That's going to back them up. And that's something they definitely didn't need right now, trailing by 23 points with just 2 minutes and 27 seconds to go. Trey, in a ball game like this, trailing by 23 points, is it time to let the guys that don't normally play get in for Greenville?
You know, I would think so, but maybe Greenville, you know, they're getting some reps and they're working on some things and getting some kinks out. You know, they're getting the first team some reps and making sure that they get better going down the stretch. You know, they open up, like you said, this is division play, and now they're going to be in division play from here on out. So maybe they're getting some guys acclimated and getting some type of chemistry going moving forward, because they didn't get to do what they wanted to do tonight. They didn't look like they were on their A game.
Well, if I know, if I were one of the subs on either of these teams, I'd be standing right next to the coach right now, pulling on his shirt tail, like, Coach, let me in.
I agree.
Here's a pass completion over the middle. He gets to the left sideline, all the way down inside Murrah territory, and he's going to be run out of bounds in Murrah territory at about the 47-yard line. Nice pass and catch for the Greenville Hornets. This pass completion for Greenville to the Murrah 47-yard line.
And that was Eric Simmons for Greenville. He's been pretty good tonight. Looks like they try to get the football in his hands quite often. They haven't gotten in his hand as much as they wanted to, but he looks like a pretty good talent.
The Mustangs of Murrah are just 1 minute and 41 seconds away from a victory tonight in their opening division game, and this is a good win for Murrah as they'll go to Madison Central 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks from now on the 27th of September. They'll have to go up 55 to Madison County to take on those Jaguars of Madison Central.
And you know that's going to be a tough game. Anytime you play a Madison Central football team, I don't care what year it is, you know it's going to be high level competition. You know there's going to be a lot of talent on the football field. So, you know, this was a good win going into next week for the Mustangs and get some confidence going out there to Madison Central.
Illegal procedure, Greenville. Yeah, I'm sure Coach Gary with the Mustangs is going to be elated with the way that the Mustangs played tonight. They started out with a lot of penalties, but they were able to get the ball to Clancy and get the running game going. The big offensive line of Murrah was able to open up a lot of holes, and Clancy just got tremendous yardage, and Murrah relied on him this entire ball game, and it looks like they're going to come through with the victory.
Yeah, I think Clancy was excellent tonight. Great job by the Murrah coaching staff of making that adjustment and putting the football in his hands. You know, they started that first drive out, putting the ball in the air. They were able to be successful, but Greenville stalled them out for the next 3 or 4 drives, and then they were able to just get Clancy going. So great job by the Murrah coaching staff.
Well, we're coming down to the final 20 seconds in the ball game. The Mustangs of Murrah 37, Greenville 14. And here's a long pass play for Greenville, and it's going to fall short. And it's going to bring up a 4th down for the Greenville Hornets. So Murrah, this is just a great win. It's always good to win on homecoming. We had a big crowd here. Unfortunately, we got some rain at the end of the second quarter, and most of the fans scurried for their vehicles, and some of them went home. But those that remain were able to get to see a victory on homecoming.
And like you said, it's always good to get that win on homecoming in front of all the alma mater who were in town and who were coming out to see the Mustangs. We haven't seen them in a while, so it was definitely a great showing.
So as we wind down towards the end of the ball game, well, just 2 seconds remaining, the Murrah Mustangs are getting ready to celebrate a homecoming victory. And Trey, do they still have homecoming dances after the homecoming football game?
That's a good question. I've been gone for quite some time now, so I'm not quite sure, but that's something we may have to check into.
What kind of dances were they doing back in your day? Was it back in my day we were doing the chicken and the funky worm? You know anything about those?
I know a little something about the chicken, but I don't even know if we had a certain particular dance back in my day.
That is the ball game. Final score: Murrah Mustangs 37, Greenville 14. And that's going to end tonight's ball game. A tremendous game by the Mustangs of Murrah. They go away with a 23-point lead here on homecoming. The Murrah Mustangs 37, Greenville Hornets 14. With my coach